Hey candle friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm the owner of Mrs. Frizz & Co., a small batch handcrafted candle business located in the beautiful Ontario, Canada. On this channel, we talk about everything from making candles and like products to a behind the scenes look at owning your own small handcrafted brand. If that's something that appeals to you, I'd love for you to hit subscribe and come back for the next video. I'm here every Friday. You are here because we are talking about seasonal launches and how to plan them accordingly, and even sell out, where every small business wants to hear. Before, I used to wing it and hope for the best. And now that I've done my fair share of seasonal launches, I think I have it kind of sorted out and dialed in. And I'm going to share my tips with you. So let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to need to do is have a timeline. So I'm going to use my summer collection just because that is what I just launched. And I will tell you that I started planning for it in March. My summer launch, I started planning in April. I was making and testing in May, and I launched in June. And I mean, I just launched. So it was actually a little bit faster than usual. Typically, I would launch towards maybe the end of the month. So, for example, my spring launch, I would start picking my scents and candles, candle names, and such. I would start doing that in January. February would be testing and making, and then I would launch in like a mid to end of March. So I was a little bit early with my summer launch, but that was because of my market schedule, and I was also just really excited. You want to make sure that you give yourself a little extra time in your schedule for your labels. Give yourself a bit of a buffer in case you run into issues with like wicking and fragrance loads and such, because we know making candles, all of these things can change candle to candle. So you definitely want to give yourself enough time to test and make sure you are taking a really well made and safe product to market. Give yourself time for photography and all your edits and to start making some content. So I am always working a season ahead. It's June. I just launched my summer collection and I am well underway making my fall collection, which I have set to launch in September. Summers are busy for me and I need to factor that in when I am making my schedules. The time that I have to create, say, my spring line, I don't have that much time in the summer because I'm already that much busier. The best thing I do is work in time blocks. I have a video where I talk about this. I just recently made a video where I talk about the time blocks that I use. And that is so imperative when I'm doing seasonal launches because it is so easy to get caught up in doing all your regular day-to-day business items and forgetting that in 3 months you have to launch a new seasonal collection. So time blocks are huge at saving me for this. I make sure that every week I have at least a little bit of time that is dedicated to my next seasonal collection. A couple tips I have for your actual launch is going to be start teasing early. Let your customers know that it's coming. So we are going to send out some email marketing to our email list. If you have any kind of like preferred customer group, I know some people do this in like Facebook or whatever. You definitely could offer people initial early access to your products. Great way to do that is to tell people that if they sign up for your email list, you will give them a coupon code for early access. You don't even necessarily have to give them a discount code. Just let them have access to your seasonal launch before the general public. That's a great way to cause a little bit of excitement about the launch. We've talked so many times about how you cannot rely on your social media to get people to your website to buy. That is why we have our email or our phone list, however you're managing that. But definitely send those people a message, whether it's an email or a text, and let them know that there's a seasonal launch coming up. Give them a little glimpse as to what that means. I do really well launching products in person, but I will use social media and my email list to let people know that the first place you're going to be able to buy the candles before they're even available on my website is going to be at X, Y, and Z market that I'm going to be at. So this is what I did last weekend. And I'm going to tell you guys, it was a really crappy day. It was cold. It rained a couple times. Like it was just not June weather. And I did so well launching my summer collection because I had already let all of my local customers know that it was launching and they came out in full force to support. So, highly recommend if you do sell in various channels, launch on one of them. Whatever one drives the most traffic for you, launch there and then launch other places, and people will support you. I was blown away by how many people came out in the crappy weather to buy from my seasonal collection. It was just so incredible. And then this week, they go live on my website, and then I sell in stores. And in the next week, and then in the next week, I launch them there. So it's like a trickle effect. So people who really want it will go to that first method or that second method and buy there before waiting. So people who are really excited about your launch feel like they can, get it before other people. It's a nice little tactic. And my last tip for your seasonal launch is batch your content. Launching is busy, especially when you are doing, for me, like I do in person and then I launch on my website. Things get busy really, really quickly. When that happens, you are not going to have the time to be filming a bunch of content and dropping, your new scents on social media. So have that stuff ready to go. I know a lot of people say like not to use schedulers for your social media takes that social aspect away. And while I do agree with that normally, if you want to save brain power and give yourself one less thing to do during launch week, I would suggest delegating some type of scheduler to deal with your social media content. I mean, you can even create your reels and such on Instagram and schedule them for a later time. You can do this directly in Instagram, and from there post to your Facebook, whatever your social media strategy is. But for me personally, I find that it really helps me save my mental capacity because I'm so busy doing all the other things involved with my launch that I don't want to be focused on having to post things on social media. So that takes a great stress off of me. And I figured while we're here, I'm going to show you guys my 4 candles from this seasonal launch that I have done for the summer of 2025. I have Beach House, which is sparkling citrus, cactus flower, and musk. And I have Tan Lines, which is pistachio, heliotrope, and caramel. So definitely one that is, more of a citrus floral and one that is more gourmand. And then I have Summer Storm, which is sea salt, water lotus, and lang lang. And I have Lakeside, which is green apple, verbena, and driftwood. So again, I've got one that is really aquatic and one that is a little bit fruity. So that is my seasonal collection for 2025. They are all so good. And I liked to do a couple light and a couple dark. My spring collection was entirely white vessels, but I like to mix it up. I find also when I have them like sitting on the table, it gives a nice contrast having the white and the black. So yeah, that is what I recently launched. And like I said, it's been going really well. Now, as far as selling out your launches, this is really going to be determined by how many candles you make. I make a fair amount. Sometimes I'll start very small batch, 12, 24, and you can sell those out in a day sometimes. That's all I have for today, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would love for you to hit like and subscribe and come back for the next one. And please tell me in the comments, I want to know, what are your favorite seasonal launches? I feel like so many people are going to lean towards fall and holiday, but like, I don't know if it's because I just launched it, but like, oh, summer's so good too. And I love spring. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite is. I want to know what your favorite is. Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, candle friends.